All right. We're going to do the video podcast version at MikeRatner.com, podcastchannel.com. And it's the last day of January, so I've got the certain look, and it's freezing out. But I've got a quick message here because I want to try something new. We're about to interview a company that's going to handle some of our outsourcing needs, delegate tasks and projects, and launching the podcast channel. One of my projects outside of getting a new look for the new year is, which I guess I have in the moment, but let's talk about concepts. And I have some book ideas that are sort of radical sociology, social psychology, and just social theory criticisms. Anyway, the concept is that for people to get to this bridge to their optimum state, right? Looking at transformation, enlightenment, ultra being, UBE3, which is my formula, UBE3. Ultra being, an excellent example of enlightenment, as you practice it, as you're able to, in every moment of your day. Yeah, it's a practice of being present, and that's the key. Yes. All right, now, be more in sort of this look. You're right. I'll teach you secrets of universe. Pay attention now, because I know distraction is the key. So I was talking about what makes the difference, and sort of like I said to them, it's a different you. And they said, well, how do I apply to that university, that college? It's a different you. Yeah, different you. So it's attending to one's attention and ability to be present, and the quality of this present without story, without this disorientation going on. Perfectly being present is being empty, right? As Dr. Jubb would teach at his finest. So that was one of my teachers, where I observed really what true mastery is, mastery in the moment. Those who lose it kind of tell me something opposite. It's like, well, usually a very obvious sign of future disappointment if one cannot manage their state. So if one really to demonstrate mastery, it has to be lived in the moment. And this is being positive, the power of now, and perfecting our presence, where we can allow excellence, right? This enlightenment capability and ability, at least to tap into source so it flows through you like a channel. And it takes practice, how we're being present. And for some, it's a challenge because they're so stuck in the story. They're other than present to their own nature. So they're stuck into manufacture what I call a morbid, and morb ID, M-O-R-B, is the modus operandi of rational behavior, which I've written about, theory of mind, similar to some minute regard to other people like Leibniz in the 17th century, who wrote about monads that influenced a lot of thinking, to Heidegger and Dasein. I call Dasein the one. Yeah, totally counter to what he was saying. But it's the idea that something is occupying our attention as in the mindset of being an MO. We're always operating under some false pretense rather than just being empty and open, allowing really what could be divinity to flow. And this would be the dialogue to be had, but otherwise we're sort of stuck in a story and repressing other people by constantly inflicting them with that RTP, repeated thought pattern. So what I'm looking for is a breakout. And I call that self-liberation. I'm not the first one to call it such. Guy Finley, an excellent example, who writes a book about letting go, uses the term self-liberation. We can refer to, Krishnamurti and other great teachers as well, who write about the idea of just getting out of our story, Why carry the past on our back? If something needs to get resolved, well, let's get it resolved, right? And what would be the most enlightened way to go about this so it's resolved, right? And we can move on. So for those